Sure. I think, one thing we didn't talk about, which is something that's very natural, but, unpleasant for many people, is just airborne allergies, right? So, first of all, allergies have been on the rise for the last 20 years. It has to do with the changing temperature in our environment and more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. And as a result of that, we've developed this thing called super pollen. So people have much more allergies than they have had before. I wish this theory of like exposure, boosting your immunity, for whatever reason, I've had seasonal allergies very, very bad since I've been a kid. And unfortunately, my exposure to, pollen, dust, smoke, hasn't, decreased my allergies. In fact, I have to be very careful about where I live in the country because my allergies can get so bad I can actually, develop asthma. There are different types of allergens that can be in the air, right? There's pollen, and the pollen can come from, flowers. It can come from trees. It can come from grasses, and there's all different types of pollen getting put into the air, and that does get into your home. You open your door, you open your windows. Even if you have an HVAC system, if you don't have a completely sealed home, the HVAC system is bringing some outdoor air into your home. And so you really want to filter the allergens out if you suffer from allergies. But there's something else that people are allergic to, and that's mold. And people think of mold like they think of, this is something that's growing, in a damp area in my basement, or I had a water leak, or it's growing in the ceiling or in a wall. But actually, mold grows outdoors. And so, after it's rained, especially after it rains and it's damp out, people who are sensitive to mold spores, they develop allergies also. And that can be, sneezing, a stuffy nose, watery eyes, itchy ears, itchy skin. So all allergies can affect people in different ways. Some people get brain fog. Some people get headaches, head pressure. So all of these things can be due to allergies. But let's shift to a concern that people have about mold growing in their home, right? So one thing I always say is if you have mold growing in your home, bring in a professional person and get rid of it. You don't want to have there's no reason for you to have a little mold factory growing inside of your house. And the other thing people don't understand, it's not the mold that causes the reaction. It's the spores that the mold releases, right? So you have mold growing in some location, and then it wants to propagate and grow. So it releases spores into the air. And that's what we inhale, and that's what causes our symptoms. For some people, it's just an allergic symptom. For some people, it can be more severe, and there are certain types of mold that actually can be quite dangerous and even life-threatening and put somebody in the hospital.